Hello, good morning. Good morning, students. So, andito na naman ako para sa subject na Understanding Culture, Society, and Politics. One of the core subjects in the social science high school. I mean, in senior high school, okay? Social science. So, we are now on Module 5, and the title of Module 5 is Socialization, okay? But before anything else, may I present to you the most essential learning competency. Baliktad po, it should be MELC. Most essential learning competency. Explain the context, content, processes, and consequences of socialization. Explain the context, content, processes, and consequences of socialization. But before anything else, here's uh, a short review of what we have discussed last week. So we talked about cultural, political, social, and economic symbols and practices. Remember, we are doing symbols and practices in the Philippines that make us Filipino. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, if we are talking about alkansya and paluwagan for as one example of economic practice or practices, it's very Filipino. Alkansya. And every one of us can relate to that. And also paluwagan, especially senior high school. Mahilig na kayong sumali sa mga paluwagan. So, those are symbolic and those are practices of mostly Filipinos. Okay? And there are many festivals or celebration na nagpapakita ng cultural symbol. Like for example, sorry, like for example, the celebration of Sinulog Festival in Cebu. Okay? Another example is uh, uh, yung parade or procession of Obando Bulacan of fertility, di ba? So those are celebrations na maaaring halimbawa ng cultural symbols. Okay? So, socialization. What is socialization? Socialization is learning on how our society and specific communities or group works so we can be part of them. So it's a process of working together in developing responsibility in the community. Socialization simply means the process of learning one society and its culture. The process of learning in a society's culture. It is moreover the same as interacting, mingling, and being with other people or groups within or outside your society. So if you are talking with your friends, with the people in the community, that's part of socialization. Okay? Socialization pa rin ang tawag doon. Through socialization, one learns the culture's language. I think everybody would agree with that. Their roles in life and what is expected from them. Without socialization, a person will develop different physical and mental disabilities. Sabi nga nila, di ba, no man is an island, di ba? So, kailangan mo talaga ng kausap. You need friends to socialize with, di ba? So, that's socialization. What are the agents of socialization? These uh, this agent of socialization is very basic. Na-discuss niyo na ito, napag-aralan niyo na ito way back junior high school days. Okay? So, family, di ba? Napag-alaman natin noon pa man that family is the basic unit of society. Of course, this is also one of the agents of socialization. Okay? Most of habits, manners, beliefs, and the way we think are developed in the family. Lahat ng mayroon tayo sa ating pagkatao, nagsisimula sa pamilya, na-develop sa ating family. A huge part of your personality is molded by your family because this is where you spent your childhood. Okay? Kumbaga, na nagsimula ka lang umalis sa bahay nyo by the time na nagkaroon ka na ng time mag-aral, yung school age, di ba? So, your family influences you in the way you behave and you act as a person. This is when socialization process is crucial and intense. Okay? So, number two is school. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina. Usually, at the age of 6 now, children tend to go to school because it's very compulsory na kailangan mag-aral na si bata. So imagine from the time you were born hanggang sa mag 6 years old ka, nasa bahay ka. So lahat ng mga basic ng pagkatao mo was developed sa bahay nyo with the help of your family. So now let's move on to the second agent, school. Here you interact or socialize with other people. Kanino, with your classmates, with your teachers, the administrators, and others which are outside of your family within the society. So, lumabas ka na sa bahay mo, you grow up na, so nagkaroon ka na ng panibagong companion or interactions. Karoon ka na ng maraming interactors. Diba? It is in the school that your behavior and attitude are shaped to become a better member of society. Okay? Or ito rin yung panahon na kung saan ay nagkakaroon ka na ng magandang barkada or some ay medyo hindi magandang barkada na pinili. Kaya minsan nagiging problema sa pamilya. So, peer groups. Ito, usually, itong number 3 agent of socialization ay pwedeng makuha sa school or makita or nakilala mo or nagmula sa school. Your circle of friends. Okay? So, your peers usually have similar ages, social status, and share common interests. So, halos mga kaidaran mo yung mga circle of friends mo at pare-parehas yung mga personal interests ninyo. Your peer group influences you on the way you can accept yourself. Okay? And it is with your peer group that you find yourself belong. Dito mo na mapapansin na, oh, I belong to this group because we have the same uh, likes and dislikes. So I feel that I belong. Okay? So, number 4 is the social media. Okay. All of us have Facebook. Kahit yung mga lolo natin na hindi makarelate sa Facebook, nagkaroon na sila ng Facebook. Okay. It's an example of social media. Social media as an agent of socialization plays a crucial role in shaping your personality as well. Napakalakas ng hatak ng social media sa ugali or personality ng mga bata. That's why it's very crucial. So, this agent of socialization influences your way of life intensively, thus doing large part in your personal development. Napakalaki ng impluensya ng social media sa buhay mo as a person. And ito na yung time na magkakaroon na kayo ng mga job, the workplace. So adults at some point invest a significant amount of time at place of employment. So if you are working and you need to render your service like 8 hours or sometimes nagkakaroon pa kayo ng OT or overtime. So most of the time, 9 to 10 hours of your life, if you are working, then nasa workplace. So mayroon din itong partly contribution in your personal development as a person. So workers require new socialization into a workplace in terms of both material culture and non-material culture. Okay? Different jobs require different types of socialization, of course. So kahit anong job pa man, it requires socialization. Okay? And number 6 is religion, simbahan. Regardless kung ano man ang religion you belong to, it's still part of one of the agents of socialization. So religion is an important avenue of socialization for many people. Uh, like other institutions, these places teach participants how to interact with the religion's material culture. For some people, important ceremonies related to family structure, like marriage and birth, are connected to religious celebrations. So, number 7 is the government. Okay. And be your community, di ba? Uh, Government or state is an indirect agent of socialization. Remember, of all the agents of socialization, government is indirect agent. Okay? Bakit indirect? This means, though we do not meet the institution directly, it does have an impact on our social life and well-being. Bakit? Kasi every policies, every regulations, rules implemented by the government, it has a significant effect in our life, in our personality. Okay? So, the government sets rules and regulations. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, which the people of the state or country need to follow. So that's why it has a significant, sabi ko nga kanina, it has a significant effect in your life. And breach of them often becomes not only a moral wrong, but a social wrong as well. So if you disobey the rules and policies set by the government, you become morally wrong. Okay? Or if you follow the rules, then you are acceptable by the society because that is morally right. Okay? So, so those are the 7 agents of socialization. Remember, what are those? Family, school, peer groups. Number 4 ay social media, workplace, religion, or religious institutions, and lastly, the government. So those are the 7 agents of socialization. Na it contributes so much to our personal development. Okay, so you see, what you are now is a product of socialization. Kung ano ka man ngayon, that's the product of socialization. You have been socializing from the time you were born until now. So kung ano man behavior mayroon ka ngayon, that's because of the product of socialization, influenced by influenced by these 7 agents of socialization. Okay? Socialization is a continuous process until we die. Socialization is really a necessity for it develops you as a person. Every day, sabi nga nila, sa araw-araw na ginawa ng Diyos, hindi mo maiiwasang makipag-socialize, makipag-interact. Kaya nga, until we die, we use the process of socialization. Okay? So, socialization is also known as enculturation. So, socialization, enculturation. Socialization, enculturation. So, anong pagkakaiba ng socialization and enculturation? Sabi nga dito, socialization is also known as enculturation. So, let's find out. Enculturation, of course, when culture or cultural knowledge is passed on to the next generation or bearer, which will perpetuate and ensure the continuance of their traditions and practices. Again, passed on. It has been passed on. The cultural knowledge has been passed on from one generation to the next generation. Paano nga ba napapasa yung culture sa enculturation? We will find out later. For an individual to become a member of a society, she must go through these two processes: socialization and enculturation. Okay? So, in order to become for you, in order for you to become a member of society, you need to undergo the two process, socialization and enculturation. Sa bagay, hindi ka masasabing kabilang sa society if you do not conform their culture. Okay? So, for instance, ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina, paano nga ba napapasa? For instance, act of courtesy and hospitality of Filipinos are acquired through socialization, because these two learned with their nearest group like family and friends. Paano mo nga ba natutunan yung pagiging hospitable ng mga Pilipino? Siyempre, dahil siguro nakita ninyo or na-experience nyo or na-witness ninyo sa iyong pamilya at sa mga kaibigan nyo. So, hindi man literally ipinasa sa iyo, pero nakita mo at ginaya mo. So, that's one way of enculturation. Okay? Doing enculturation. On the other hand, enculturation takes place when one culture or tradition is adopted. So, yun na nga, pagiging hospitable mo ay na-adapt mo sa iyong pamilya o kaya sa mga kaibigan mo. Like for example, nakita mo noon nung bata ka pa na si mama at na ang parents mo, kapag may bisita, nagiging hospitable sila. Pinaghahandaan, pinapakain, nagluluto ng masarap na pagkain, di ba? Or minsan, kapag ikaw siguro kung pumupunta sa mga kaibigan mo, ganun din ang parents niya, pinapakain ka ng masarap na pagkain. That's how, or that's one way of showing being hospitable. Okay? So, as a child lives with his family and the community, he or she adopts socially accepted values. So, nakukuha mo yung mga socially accepted values. Like, for example, attending religious obligations or showing respect to elders, to parents. Nakukuha mo yon. Okay? At a very young age, a child is instilled with values by his parents and family. So, dahil yun ang ipinakita ng family mo. She sees the importance of being together as respected when they eat. So, nakasanayan mo siguro sa pamilya mo na kapag breakfast, lunch, and dinner ay lagi kayong magkakasama. Kaya siguro, paglaki mo, yung pamilya mo, ganun din. Kasi namana mo yon sa iyong mga magulang dahil na-witness mo yon when you were a child. Okay? In school, you will also learn to be socially educated person as you observe and adapt the behavior of other people. Like for example, sa school, kinakailangan mag-attend tayo ng flag ceremony. You have to sing the national anthem as a respect to the Philippine flag. You show respect to your teachers and you value friendship among your friends and classmates. Diba? A person becomes more civilized as he learns more of culturally accepted behavior and knowledge in school. A teenager learns to clothe himself like his friends. or in great chances adapts how they behave and act. Okay? So dito mo natututunan, bakit ganyan ka manamit? Because your friends or your circle of friends ay ganun din sila manamit. Kaya ginagaya mo. Bakit nga ba ganyan ang ugali mo? Because your friends ay ganun din ang ugali mo. Kumbaga, you belong to them. Diba? Bakit nga ba mga parang ginagaya ninyo mga Korean way of dressing? Kasi mahilig kayo lahat na magkakaibigan ng mga K-pop drama. Kaya kayong mga magkakaibigan, ganun na rin manamit, parang Koreano. Saka mahilig kayo sa mga Korean movies. Okay? Next. He or she appreciate the value of friendship, learn to find joy in sharing commonalities, and accept differences in choices and decisions. So sa school mo rin dapat natututunan to na uh, though you were classmates, though you have the same likes and dislikes, pero mayroon pa rin kayong at least konting pagkakaiba or mga differences. And with that, you have to learn to accept. Natututunan mong tanggapin yung kamalian ng iba. Okay? He or she his or her confidence in dealing with people can be rooted from a well-maintained relationship with your friends. So doon mo rin nakukuha yung pagiging confident mo sa sarili mo. Because you know you have friends who are there to help you. Okay? And the government, upon its imposition of laws, refines a person's way of living. Okay? So, through which he or she learns his civil rights and exercises them righteously. Hanggang sa matuto ka ng sumunod sa batas at nagagawa mo na ang tungkulin mo bilang mamamayang Pilipino. And likewise, you learn to respect the government policies and advise to them, knowing that every action has limitation. So, dapat sa school pa lang at sa family niyo pa lang, natututunan niyo na that you can do whatever you want. But always remember, you have limitations. Gagawin natin ang lahat, pero there's always limitations. At kapag if you go beyond your limit, dapat may parusa doon. Mayroong punishment. Okay? So, parents and other authorities are called the initiators of enculturation. Sa kanila, sila dapat yung nag-i-initiate ng enculturation. Doon nyo dapat nawi-witness yung lahat ng uri ng pagiging Pilipino. And then eventually, you will be able to adapt with it. As one is enculturated by those initiators, the process is manifested in his or her actions, choices, and decisions. Dahil na-adapt mo na, makikita na rin sa inyong mga action na ikaw ay sumusunod sa mga initiators of enculturation. Okay? If it is not because of enculturation, a person will not become the way he or she in the society. Kung hindi dahil sa enculturation, you are not part of the society. At kung ano yung pinakikita mo sa society, it's because that's the product of enculturation. Okay? One will not be able to discern what is right from wrong or even make actions to handle problems encountered. Okay? C, dahil sa enculturation yan. Question or questions. I would like you to think of your answer. Pero if you want, you can also comment your answer sa comment section ng video na to. Question number 1. Which agent of socialization has the most important part in your personal development? Doon sa 7 na nabanggit, which one has the most important part in your development as a person? And why? If it is your family, why? If it is your friends, why? If your answer is school, why? Okay? Number 2, why socialization is important in becoming a member of society. Is it really important? Of course, the answer is yes. Pero why is it so important in becoming a member of your society? That's my question. So, that would be all. Thank you so much sa panonood ng aking mga videos, especially our lesson, which is Module 5, Socialization. So, if you have questions, do not forget to message me sa aking messenger, sa aking mga estudyante, or sa ating discussion, do not forget to ask questions. Okay? So, once again, thank you so much sa inyong pakikinig and keep safe always. Bye, class!